Hello everybody, I'm Takeshy, and I am here with Quill.
He sure is.
This is our new intro right here. But yeah, we are here to read and continue my Little Detour. I mean not mine, it is kind of following kind of Star Minutes, maybe even Discord.
You made a detour from Adventures in the TARDIS, and you did that, so yeah, it can be your detour.
Yeah, and we have other Detour coming, waiting for us later as well. And I don't know when we are gonna do that, but you will see. So today we are gonna do chapter 7, a pure and innocent wish. Of whom? This could be multiple poses. It could be Sammy, this could be Luffy. Or this could be Rose, for all we know. Or Serving. Or maybe Vision.
Probably not Discord. First of all, he's pretty accustomed to instant gratification. Second, it's rare for his wishes to be innocent.
Whatever are you saying? It's a little bit of chaos, not innocence here.
No. At best, it's fun.
For me, that is my whole being, so that should be pure.
Could also be educational.
Yeah, it could be. But definitely adventurous.
I was cracking a little story to someone else online who recently saw the Sonic 3 movie and really liked Shadow, so that Discord appears in front of Shadow and says, "Oh, you found my Chaos Gem!"
Speaking of Shadow, I just watched the Sonic 3 movie as well.
He tries to take the gem back, but then Knuckles punches him away like, "No! My tribe is sent to defend it!" And Discord just blinks at him for a moment, but then gets a mischievous smile, and suddenly they appear in a boxing ring. And Discord now has boxing gloves, as he decides to play along.
I mean, he would be good at moving away from the punches. I can even see him splitting apart in two, just to slip away from a punch. Just like Morgan.
Yeah.
He can do that.
Yep, he can.
But yeah, let's see what this pure and innocent wish is. If maybe even starving relative, we don't even know if she went back to her old self yet or not. She just went to sleep. We will see how she will wake up. So let's see. A way home. Sounds like something that might be sitting here. There you go. This one has the same issue with the chapter.
Yeah, apparently.
Chapter 7. Here, and yes, and wish. John, Savage. Give me a second. Before we start. Good thing that they... Let the old one sleep.
According to what you said, Starbreeze, check to see if the coast is clear.
Yes.
And then she said, "Oh, give me a second."
Don't eat my finger. Also, don't drink my coffee, that's mine. Tell me to hold up to her father's back. As she started upward, with the red cat glide across her father's eyes. Because he didn't sleep. Ted wondered if sleeping in the noise of a clock tower would be difficult several hours earlier, and now he had her answer. Perhaps if he had a lot more practice, it would be easier. It turns out, after the snoring wasn't quiet either. Yes, that might be more of a problem than the clock. I would say so. Because the clock you can get used to. Because it's rhythmical. But snoring? No. As the hours rolled by, he tried to recall what her father said about the doctor's snoring habit. And now she could recall all that fun, was her father having trouble recalling the doctor ever slept? Maybe because they had their own rooms, and they didn't go into each other, and they were sleeping. Perhaps as easy as being with two hearts, he never did need to sleep. Maybe his sleeping weapon between blinks. That's, as I said one time, or multiple times before, that would be the superpower I would choose. If I could just feel fully rested, just with a blink. Captain was too poorly. However, and his snoring was not quiet. Then, on top of everything else, me sleeping in here felt impossible. There was no guarantee that sleeping in the toilet would be better either. It may be that one day she would have to find out anyway. If she really didn't have a destiny in this time and space machine, then one day finding out the answers of those questions was inevitable. Attempting to sleep in this clock tower, however, might have been a once in a lifetime chance. Yes, especially in your father's body. After tonight, he decided that maybe that was a good thing. Curiosity killed the cat. Curiosity was satisfied, and this annoyance might not be something she would ever have to deal with again. By choice. Oh no, she will be forced to deal with the clock tower. It's gonna be a torture device. How bad would it be if you had to sleep in this one then? The clock tower from Ruby, which has a lot more course and weird.
Oh, visual looks interesting.
After tonight, she decided that maybe that's not a good thing. Yeah, I had it. That means we'll leave her intake of breath. Then let it down slowly. Then to not take most of her parents told her. When it comes to calming down.
Yeah,
Me do
figured
remember
not
that.
something like that. Oh yeah.
In fact, Crystal said he was also a call on the device. After expecting mentor or in her life, keep telling her the same thing as long as the advice very better. Yeah, as long as you breathe, you can calm down. If you are not, there is no way. What? She knew a long time ago that these things happen during adventure. Going to a new place was an adventure. Traveling through time was an adventure. Trying out a new dish she never tasted before was an adventure. There was simply no way to tell if gambling her face of something new would be good or bad before she tried it. All she could really do before Hook was to try it and see how she liked it. And after trying to sleep in the cook tower for at least 5 hours straight, he came to one inevitable conclusion. This sucks! Tommy screamed in her mind in frustration. Just felt like she's screaming into a pillow. Hey, at least she had a pillow. But she did not want to risk waking that up. After all, he did nothing wrong. All he did was to be gracious host by helping escort her and the fans to Bolivian. They forgot that the items are going to lay and offer her a great man in her own home. And the host, his kindness has been merely a reproach. But the matter of the matter was, he couldn't sleep in here. It didn't matter how tired she was either, because the ticking, and snoring kept her up. I mean, this is why they invented earplugs. Tommy sat up in frustration and looked around, beginning to darkness for as long as she had been, her eyes were well adjusted to the darkness. It wasn't too dark either. The moon shone pretty brightly through the forward face of the giant clock tower. She looked up at it, and this is now a apparent image of her father sitting at the bottom of the edge of the face of the clock tower, looking outwardly from within the tower. He quickly detected the scrutiny, however, or he simply recorded. He looked back at her and gave her a small, sane and loving smile. He said no word. He let his facial expression communicate his feelings towards her. And now she saw what disgust. Hopefully not the face of that one. There you go. If you know, you know. I mean, that facial expression complicates everything. Looking at the wall on the opposite end of the face of the clock tower, she saw the giant shadow of the clock's hand. She also saw the shadows of numbers on the clock backwards. It took her a moment to realize the one thing that was missing was her father's shadow. But then she realized it's a mental projection of him casting over shadow. Because he wasn't actually physically there. The only reason she could see him was because he chose to blend to her mind the random image of his parents. I mean, if he wanted to, he could project a shadow as well.
If he does, then it can take any form. Like
Yeah.
make it a green shadow, make it a shadow that looks like a bunny rabbit.
On the rim, Sammy threw the command of her, which momentarily chilled her into the corners of the night. We wanted to see her before, but without the protection of the command anymore, he learned just how cold the night was. This is not the Tahoe, however. Tommy is determined. Why do you feel that much cold, you apparatus? Who is used to fly up high in the air, which is even more colder.
Well, she's actually a unicorn right now with a small body.
Oh yeah. She might be used to the god, but her father isn't. No! Her father is used to it as well.
I would say more used to it than a typical unicorn, actually. But even he needs some compensation strategies. It's minor spoiler to say he does invent a spell about that.
I mean,
to cover himself with a blanket of warmth.
Yeah.
It's kind of required for him when he flies very high altitude. It gets very cold up there, and if you have a small body, the chill can just sink right through your bones because you don't have much bulk to block the chill. Where Sternwing does, for probably two reasons: not just because of her bulk, but because of her muscle and power. It just pumps her blood through her so strongly.
For some reason, I thought when you said not just because of her work, I thought you were going to continue, but because of her biceps.
Look at all this muscle. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, however, admits so suddenly onto herself and doesn't polarizing on the last one. Well, now she goes back at the father's phantom image. She has to see if he would make an attempt to stop her. Instead, she noticed how she continued to ignore her calmly, and otherwise said nothing. I mean, we saw him stopping time. So if he wanted to, he could stop her. Then I forced him stopping her time. Yet to remind herself that he did not need to react what she was doing, or what she would later do. He was simply caught all of this. Another reason he did not object was because he doesn't want to do anything to impinge. Impinge?
Like to impede, to be an obstacle to.
Yeah,
And the word is impinge.
I just never heard that word before. We're a person of freedom, unless she was sensible election, which would bring substantial danger. Oh no, your freedom is in danger. That was fine. Tommy did not really want him to object anyway. He only asked him to double check. Just like a Yu-Gi-Oh player when they ask, do you have a hand trap? I don't want you to have a hand trap, I just double check. Here we go. You know this? He said nothing to oppose her, so she took it as a sign. That was what she was about to do. Wasn't too dangerous. It might be even educational. So she left. Tommy ignited the ruby crystal around her neck with the bright kiss of light. It was enough to notice that there was an only two lantern in the hallway of the set, but she decided to leave it there because she was resourceful enough to hold her own light. Or by through the red crystal. I mean, yeah. If you are a unicorn, then you don't really need another light source. Unless you are focusing your magic on something else. And if I remember correctly, in this universe, magic is visible to everyone, right?
Yeah, yeah. No matter what you're concentrating on, there might be at least a little bit of light around your horn. But if you're not using it to cast an illumination spell, it's not that bright. It makes you stand out, but you might have to, I don't know, read text within a few inches of it in order to rely on the normal horn light alone for when it's using for telekinesis or something else.
Yeah, because we know that theoretically in to the what's the medical mystery plane, whatever what it's called, they told us that magic doesn't really have light, unless it's a flashy magic, like teleportation or something. But yeah, even just normal levitation has is minimal here. He doesn't know it before, and she told it again. He loved magic. I mean, yeah.
That's just going to be such a major contrast to the next story.
Oh no.
If you read,
You don't.
if you read the, what's going on?
No, not very nothing. The dog was trying to take away my controller. She was pulling the cable.
And then what if she used it and played some games like a boss?
No, I was afraid that the controller was falling on her hand.
No, that wouldn't be cool.
No, it wouldn't be. Tommy didn't tell me now to stand. Then eventually outside the front exit of the cook tower. He didn't see the open across the bridge again until she was outside the cook tower. He was just to the right side of the exit. The small part of him stood just a view from behind the door frame. So she wasn't started at all to see him now.
Hold on. You know this is a phantom image, so he could just mentally be wherever he wants to be, but this kind of teleportation was actually shown in the show too. Like Pinky and Maud have done that before, where you could just walk off screen to the right, and then there she is again. You were just talking to her a moment ago.
Maybe I have to remind that. Let me write it down for ourselves. It's gonna be after the stream.
Okay.
While she was outside, she paused for a moment to look at him, just in case he had anything to say. To her this time. I'm not telling you to come this way, but you should come this way. I'm standing right here. The servant was still silent as he gazed at her with soft love. But then he used his face to look upward at something, then followed an arm, shifting his gaze toward something above them. Following his gaze, Simon looked above her as well. And to her wonder, it was the sky. You know why Christopher is not saying anything? Because he failed in Avzala.
Yeah? Hey!
No, in this scenario, Christopher would be Nomi. That's why he's not saying anything, because he knows how annoying follower is who is constantly, hey, listen, hey!
Every time people hear a noise and then they start saying, maybe it was the wind. If this character's around, he would be scheming like, yes, maybe it was the wind. Yeah.
Maybe it was actually me. I am the wind. There she saw the moon, half covered by a cool, wispy cloud. Out of the corner of her eye, she saw the phantom image of her father, We remove all of him. One later, the cloud above the city started shifting away, and then blown away by a sudden gust of wind. Yeah, literally. You can tell the last minute the crystal, Colin better ask her father. As she looked at him in surprise. No, it was actually you. Just the two of us standing here, Simon. You can speak about it if you want to. Miss Simon informed and offered. He looked at her. You know why I said it to you? Because I know that someone is gonna come here and hear what you are saying. If you do it.
Next, she sees the ghostly image of Yoda shoot a lightning bolt down at a Jedi temple. And he goes like,
That I haven't seen.
okay.
It is the new one, right? Man,
yeah. I think the last villain.
I've seen scenes of it. And I know that is from there because of that scene.
I don't know. You know what? I'm gonna have to read something about that one as well. You can go ahead and read, but I'm gonna momentarily stop looking and offer this link.
The answer to the question is yes. I have learned how to tap into my own crystal time from when the last crystal. The answer to tapping into crystal stages. In short, it is simply something I have picked up over time. When you discover your own crystal time and then you spin within this zone, I imagine you will add your own potential to it until it comes time for the crystal to serve its ultimate purpose. Wow. So this crystal is actually the quirk all for all.
Yeah, basically, it's collecting the consciousness of everyone who's attuning to itself to it. So that would be Crystal Sage, now Crystal Wind, and eventually also Starbreeze. And maybe whoever she passes it on to. Meanwhile, Featherwind is still active too, outside of the crystal, slowly aging to death.
And then zombies in the meantime, later on, they will go into that crystal and see this. I mean, that is Tomb now, and she's gonna be there as well, so...
You know, that brings up an interesting thought, because the way it's presented right there in that paragraph is almost exactly like One for All, because the talent of Crystal Sage is in that crystal. Those who successfully attune themselves to that crystal can learn to use crystal magic, especially if they learn the science behind it, like how to use it properly, in what way you can enchant crystals and all of that kind of stuff. That's still knowledge. But Featherwind just said, you can use my wind powers too.
Ah. You know what? I am looking at the link you sent me, and I immediately know that, because that is literally the middle I know that scene from.
It doesn't go any further back than Crystal Sage, though. He was the one who created the crystal in the first place. There's no one before him.
I mean, yeah, if he's the first user. But
right, so
he can go further.
He's the first person to imbue a talent, a magical talent inside of it. Now it can collect more from there until it's used for its primary purpose.
And even further beyond.
Maybe, actually. What if all those talents sink into the Tree of Harmony? which is probably a collection of all the talents across the land anyway.
I mean, yeah, Kita created it, a crystal, but now the new users have learned everything that is inside the library.
Yeah, he did say he helped to create the Crystal Heart. Not the Tree of Harmony, but the Crystal Heart. That's similar science. And, well, that crystal is a container for all the magical talents of everyone who imbued it inside that whole city.
So yeah, even if they use a red crystal fully, and it makes a fault, they can still create it. They have the knowledge now. They should have the knowledge to do it.
Well, yeah, but the consciousness of several characters are in that crystal. If it breaks, how do they reform themselves when the vessel is destroyed? Unless you make a backup copy. With crystal science knowledge, you certainly could do that. That you would have the know-how.
Yeah? We will see. That's gonna happen.
So you got a magical earth talent in there, and now a magical air talent in there.
You know what they say? No one has dies. They live in the close by people.
You're free to speculate too. What talent will Starbreeze eventually add to this thing?
I mean her son and nothing has to do with. Oh, I'm actually the first to use first person who can use money.
Well, we already know a couple things about her. She's fascinated with magic, and she's fascinated with outer space. She loves to explore the stars and all that. And she just loves to explore, period. Including on Equestria. Like, being raised on that airship, the Skylark, yeah, she loves it.
And yeah, I remember before we went to this adventure, Little, the doctor had met her at an older age. And you still haven't told us what her cutie mark is at that point.
Yep. So we still don't know that. Probably has something to do with stars and sparkles or something like that. It actually might be maybe the color and design is off, but something similar to Twilight's probably.
Imagine she already has her cutie mark, but you don't see it because
it blends in with her hide because the cutie mark is black on a black background, but with white tiny dots. But that also matches her hide. She never seems to awaken her cutie mark, but then it was there a long time ago. It's a very good observation, by the way.
There you go.
The red crystal kind of emulates the One for All talent, which is a miniaturized version of the Crystal Heart. So yeah, that does add up.
There's a cutie mark. And then
Oh, that'd be cute.
it's in Germany.
Tell you what, if it was a white rabbit like that, it would stand out, pop out off her flank.
Yeah?
And then everyone is telling everyone else, follow the white rabbit.
Follow me.
I'll show you how deep the rabbit hole goes.
And then start singing. He's coming and pointing upward to the moon. Check out the moon! notice anything different about it? Okay, let me stop the accelerator. Hey. Oh, okay. There's a fire somewhere, and the fire patrol are going right on the outside. There's one neighbor marking it.
Turns out they were ordering pizza behind your back and snickering about it.
Yeah. Come and look up, Edith. That's mine. Yes, it's missing is like my moon. Shall we see that? You have already told me about this a long time ago. I've come to expect it, expect it here, in this time period. Yes! Well, this is your, the first time you are witnessing it in Pony. In person. Sort of. Yeah, this is always something that... Yeah, not in person, but how else would you say it? It's how it encountered. You grew up all of your life thinking that you never see that on the moon. What do you think now? Well, it's missing. It's beautiful, Darwin murmured. More pure, I guess. I am most happy about connotation. Connotation?
What it means, basically the meaning.
Yeah?
What it implies.
What is emotion? Okay. But then I remember moon to that, it means Luna is finally free from the moon, and no longer suffering from perpetual nightmare. It happens later when she's free from the nightmares, right?
Yeah, both of them don't know that, so...
He is more than nothing, with a slightly haunted look in her father's eyes. And when she told me that, about who she really was and what she would become again, the feeling of pity what caused me when I gazed up from the nightmare moon shadow. She looked back at the moon again. If you told me that story all these years ago, I used to regard the moon appears and now as normal. But now I feel a sense of guilt in knowing that something was an attempt of there and suffering. I was glad and sorry it had a happy ending. More happy than you would ever know. Because we are hitting this after I have watched the finale. Guess I will do it in a human. That's sad. Then he said. And that's why I wanted to point this out. When I said to you many times before, I don't want your glimpse into bright future, making you lazy. Both you and everybody over has a work to make this fantasy future a reality. It is our responsibility to ensure it becomes so. I just want you to remember this moment. It is a clear sign of hope. This bright future is possible. You are taken before your very eyes, right now. Don't ever forget this moment, Carmen. I won't, Carmen promised. Then to assure she would keep her word, giving her feelings into the soul rather than the moment, and not saving her with pity and wonder, gratitude, and hope is sown.
She used the save point.
Yeah? In the extratorial area more carefully. Then get her bearings and attempt to identify which ones suitable acres. It's this way. He summoned that sort of Mandalore. He indicated a silver glow around his horn. That showed the light forward, giving a hovering ball of silver light. We have seen that burst far before. The glow floated away from her, down a sudden scene. Though it seemed what? It seemed to actually emit the surroundings, and it was actually light. And yet, Charles remained mentally aware that the silver light was a phantom image as well.
Phantom light. That's kind of a cool concept. Long ago, I think I invented a spell like that in D&D called Illusionary Light, where you could create a light source that only you see, but everyone else in the dungeon doesn't see, so you don't stand out that much. It'd be a great tool for a thief or something. Sneak into the dark.
This is what she has now. This is what she sees.
Yeah, there's that in a lot of games, but I'm not sure what that game is.
I don't know either.
Trying to recall which game I first saw it in. Oh man, I forgot the name.
That's Hillscape. That's picture was Hillscape.
Okay.
His someone submitted the light, and I the master image of what the surrounding would look like. It was actually a medical light was there. Ha!
It goes along with what you're saying about the fact he could create a shadow if he wanted to. This is
He
sort of
wasn't
the reverse of that,
doing
though.
this. The same bender.
Okay.
Knowing that Service was confident that the light would not attract the attention of any pony. Although hint, if she and the silver glow was in fact a phantom light. One because of performance physical eyes remained adjacent to the darkness. Harry said and the silver light was not blinding either in the slightest. He would stare at it forever, and it would never burn into a fanatical. I disagree with that. Because if you are watching something that's on there, what you've seen, it could still burn into your eyes. They don't have to be light. It's not even anything her path. And she had every confidence that he knew the way. He followed the light with utter trust in her heart.
Towards the quest marker.
And then they somehow ended up in the ever forest. I mean, it's not that far away from the acres. So look in again. What did you think? In the back? What's that? Nah. I can't let them go around.
Welcome back. We
I'm back.
ended up recording that entire pause.
That's fine. Hey, don't. Okay, sure. Come here then. Come here then. This one is immediately changing. Oops, that's a bit too much. Despite the Phantom Samurai life, the scene of three operations remained in shadow illumination at first, as she made her way down the road to it. But the sunlight rose midway through the journey. It was difficult to fully appreciate just how many more scenes were there on the farm during this period of aside from the smell. But as new morning light touched upon the glow, the self-hellish glow, she began to fully notice just how many more trees there were on the property. She paused for a while to admire that fact alone. Yeah, there were a lot more. A lot more. I'm not gonna find it when I want. Yeah. I remember when they were swimming on the. Ah, yeah. Apple Bloom is gonna do this. Then one else is gonna do that. They had a little map of how many FFTs they have. It's almost a century's worth of progress here. It's having sense as it looked around as well. And this is a work of fashion. These birds here turned into these trees relevant. They even went so far as to turn on trees man stories at night sometimes. It's actually pretty typical for bodies with key marks in such things. And if you think about that, then it isn't even strange that Fluttershy wanted to be a tree. Wow. That was a fast motorbike.
You heard that on my end, and that was like in the street over the side there.
A bike like this is in the inevitable, not inevitable, inevitable mark of family destiny to become the labor of love. They pour their heart and soul into this project. You can feel that in the earth, and see, with everything here, you can even smell it in the air. I know, I can tell. Now it's confirmed. This is not just an auction. There is magic in this land. Magic that extends from the generations of true passion. I love it. This gives the area so much special meaning. And food. For that matter.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
And cider. Indeed. It is something the past is so occurring, knowing you. From what she wondered why, until she felt a bit of American food from within. Holding for a moment, she knew that the post was actually exiting from the red crystal for that night. After pouring connection into the crystal, he doesn't let the crystal pulls again. A direction to Tassy's familiar money somewhere within the center territory. So now it is a matter of the store. What for money doesn't matter. I think I did something to that matter about its hand, not money somewhere in this area. It's not informed. Laws are especially intense, but with the rest is like that. It must have been hundreds of miles away from the cash material. Main difference between that example and this experience is the crystal, and it's a reaction to something benign. Benign meaning good likely?
Like benevolent. Something good.
Yeah. So something good is within this area. Something like the element of harmony. Time is beyond. If someone nodded. And something familiar to the crystal for some reason. He looked at Samis to see if she would decide to check this out. But he wasn't curious. He only knew what she would decide. Samis turned to follow the glowing hand, figuring he knew well enough to know what to expect from a situation from her in a situation like this anyway. He knew that the adventurous heart could not possibly resist investigating this new intriguing mystery. And he knew what would happen, because he already did too. What are you doing? Oh, hey! Hey! No! 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 You're sorry no about this more. I don't even know why she stole it.
Yes, folks, he's got some dogs, alright.
I heard the more. What are you eating? It's the moon. You can eat that. This is yours. You were too interested, just like I did. Let's go to pave the toll. Not traveling over the winter path, he actually stumbled upon several remarkable things. The first thing he noticed was a mysterious sword that seemed out of place. It is out of the earth and seemed to have no usual functional purpose. Hey, it's not a sword, it's a boulder. I know it's the other way around. In fact, something like this was an obvious flaw to the land. The kind of thing you should take out because it could impede the growth of another apathy on either spot. For the examination as well as the ever increasing illumination of the rising morning light, even that there was something special about this sword. Noticing this one and not the number trees. All of the length was the heart and the meaning of two other symbols with it. One was obviously an apple, and the other was a jar of something. But she couldn't tell either what. Possibly the meaning was probably copied of cutie marks, she figured. This was meant to symbolize love between two boys, of whom probably worked here before. But she realized why this soul was not removed. This always has great sentimental value for those who worked here. And if you have this, then she should actually see the power and difficulty together soon.
Yeah, I think back then when I wrote it, I didn't realize that was the case. So, but you're right.
Time passed a pleasant smile back at the pantomime image of her father. Losing this away. She had a smile back at her. That the hand of him, feeling something else she missed earlier. Something that was beyond her. Something. Following his indication, he couldn't see it at first, because the detail didn't sink in yet. At first, he was looking past the screen behind the sword, but then she started to notice two unusual details of the tree itself. One, it was not for shape. Two, it was in the shape of a heart. One was the fact that it was actually two separate types of trees, but one together. Yeah. I told her that she should actually see it. The first and the past specifically. Also, here's notable detail on the gap in between them, and that has the shape of a heart. Oh my Celestia! Somebody on this trees with some awe. But you can do that indeed. Guess I went said warmly. I saw what my thoughts told me so long ago, loving the greatest magic of all. But an ocean is used as power source, it can achieve miracles. Let me copy this one as well. It's so beautiful. I feel like crying just beholding. Coming yes below. That had with the collection. Also, I know I had never seen this variety before. Maybe I was one of the work itself. On the script, I mentioned it didn't exist in my time period. Of course not, because Gary Smith was a young filly back then. So, I'm assuming that the mother and father were not there yet. Or very small at that time
Yeah.
period.
Starbreeze is older than Peanut Butter and Bright Macintosh,
Yeah?
but a little younger than Granny Smith.
A little?
Hmm? She is.
I mean, now he's a lot younger at this moment.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You are right. It's been better since then. This has been confirmed. In fact, during the most, about 70% of this entire ocean was planted since your time. While his face remained directed to his left direction, his eyes shifted to look back at the interval pair of trees. There was among them. The medical pool was coming again. He spent a lot stronger this time. Whatever it was felt like a heartbeat. The physics not felt nothing identical, nearly identical, like when she commanded from a god glow, and the heart raced to calm down again. It felt sort of like that, except there was this glow of positive feeling that washed over her after she felt that heartbeat first. Whatever the sound of it was, it came from somewhere very close to the vicinity. What is that? Carmen wondered aloud. She knelt down next to the stone ahead of her, letting down the rescue stop with her father's hook. She waited until she felt another body-like heartbeat pulse. She carefully paid attention to her breath if the pulse felt stronger or weaker, and thus it gives an indication if she was closer or warmer to the source. It took her a while to ascertain that whatever it was something very just beneath the stone here. Was she identified that? The feeling of uncertainty and guilt washed over her, and the thought of leaving whatever that thing was up, and identifying it. The thought of that had almost experienced, and discovering secret ground. Imagine if you slept here, you would have a very pleasant name. It's a right mood. What is it? Sorry, mother aloud. Something is buried beneath this soul. Something holy. Something pure. Maybe it is the golden chalice. It is a seed, but it is a pure wish. It's something else from calmly. I shall descend me onto her. I see it present myself fully, with harmony, the good fortune to settle upon this place. Behold! He gave again gesture to the thing behind the stone. I would say that wish has been fulfilled. Once again, make a thing. We have a thing open now.
And I posted one of my own.
Who fell this scene and why does it feel so familiar? Some it is while looking back at the phantom father, over her father's physical shoulders. In the left, in this case. It may stay up to you to discover, Darwin told her. I told him that I would only print upon the stone the memories of why you possessed me during this time period, when the scene was planted long before that. Unless you dig up the scene now and investigate it in person, then the answer you think are someone in the past. That might shed more light about this last mystery. I mean, even if she digs it up now, she still wouldn't know who and when they planted that. And why.
Yeah.
I don't feel like I should dig it up now, Tommy said, as she held the stone ahead of her. It feels wrong to me, for some reason. That's so easy. That's how in the mind. If something means more to you, then don't do it.
Feel, don't think. Use your instincts.
But
It's a Jedi reflex.
if you feel that this is right, then don't let your beliefs. Just do it.
Let them become nightmares.
Whoever it was, Thomas the soul ahead of her affectionately loved this land very much. It was all involved in their forefathers who grew up in this land. Obviously this land meant a lot to them. In one of the land that cared for this land, is someone expert. And they are definitely among those who cared for it. As you saw in the festival yesterday, however, there are and were many others who moved to this town and became an important part of them too. The reason they came, and many are buried. Some just came for to just stay in the sweet lap apple jam. Wow. I won't be able to say that fast. Some came here to sell it. Some came here to buy the whole orchard. Others over time. What are you doing? Hey. Don't fall out. I have to grab the doggo because she is literally on my desk. On a very tiny ledge. And that would be a big fall. She's very bad. Very curious. Although over time came here because somebody else cared about came here first. Let's go into this town and made more and more magic history. All of these things started with very small seeds, which eventually the most common and suggestions are all around him, including the actual polymer. Going to all of this. He finished. There's a look at Herc's Valley. A more lesson to learn, don't you think? Every big thing starts out small. I saw just a scene before I was born. Yeah, literally just a scene. Time is mute. A scene from my mother, and was fascinated by you. And I said, literally a scene. It's how we know. A scene we made as another, just as many came before you. He is lovingly and the intermittent, right? We are all of us connected, my dear. Each of us are a leaf from the same branch of life, the same magic upper waterfall. Tommy dropped her own across the soul ahead of her, and said, "This way second." What? Yes, second. As the new voice behind her. Whoever it was, it sounded very young and female. Tommy waved off her father's hand back to gain at the young filly, and Alexa started leg up to her, never on her. This was a bright yellow earthball leaf with a mole on her hand. In the right hand left half, which was tied up by a great big, those are the same words. And bow tie is your main. Did you really want to write more of this, here?
Yeah, I never heard of that as one word.
As she was looking up over the Philip gestured out of her and passed down in Athena the soul. The tea was an emotion as she said, "Do you mean this face?" Yes, with a tiny country accent. Or thick country accent. Yes. Yes, I do. Tommy confident I should look at the soul. The only thing is, I'm not sure why. Tommy's arm looked over her right shoulder, getting back at the young Philip and the father's left eye only. Do you know why this place is special? I'm curious to know. Well, I can only answer that question for me. The young Philip gazed at the tree fondly. Honestly, I don't know much about this place as well. I know it meant something special to my parents. Parents who are more than dead. At least gone somehow. Otherwise, this young Philip could simply ask her parents directly why this place was so special to them. Or perhaps they are here, but choosing to keep their secret for some reason. But no, something in her voice suggested a loss of some kind. A kind of bittersweet acceptance for this place. I'm sure there are a lot of police who bear away this, over this town's long history. He pointed out with a like tone. As much as engagement has been over in many long years, that is one of her mothers she had to live with, the consequences of my senior age. It's just a natural part of life. Did you know my friend? Yeah, yes, hopefully.
M-A-H, like my parents,
Yeah.
not my. Country accent.
Yeah, but I don't have the country accent.
Okay.
That makes you cry. I hadn't had the pleasure, nor it is very likely I ever will. What a liar. What a liar. You have all the chance in the world to meet them. Yeah, very agreed suddenly. Same that. I don't name my father for force. I'm sure they were. Tommy smiled back at the pity. But not all is lost. They are lingering blessing to his land. Beside his face is you. And I apologize. I said it.
Screw the rest.
What about Big Mac? And all the other apples?
You could buy one of them at McDonald's.
So, I'm glad to her father is surprised, as she knows. Really? I put like a zero to the space to this little one here. The answer Crystal nodded in confirmation. I was hoping you knew something about my friends. He seemed to know this area for some reason. The filly observed. Suppose I said no, which I saw me. Do you think that when we die, we see them beyond? The filly looked straight up. I just said that, you find those windows beyond the rainbow and the stars. He looked at the star and saw me hopefully. You think it's true? I tend to look me and say, well, but they weren't there. I know it is true. Tommy the shot. You too? The filly asked madly. Hope, enjoy feeling cried and making them shine. Of course, they live in your mind and heart. If you listen very carefully, I'm sure you can hear them. Tommy then cried. You and her father. I know I can hear my father that way. Did he pass on? The filly asked boldly. Yes, in a sense. Tommy shook her hand, and she looked back at the filly. No, but none of me needs to come past for me to know this. He only lives in my heart. The filly gazed at the tree. Sometimes, whenever I sleep here on occasion, I think I name around them. I think I heard them sing to me, telling me how much they love me. I'm sure that's true. Tommy said confidently. You are not a fool. Of course they would want to express their love to you in any way they can. You have been closer to them somehow. The filly said in a warm but somewhat mystified way. That's how this place is special to me. He looked at Thomas. Not sure that's what you mean. Well, Thomas looked at the stone. There's definitely something interesting about this place. How do you know that? The filly asked curiously. I can sense the magic with this stone. Thomas indicated the one on the bottom neck. Also, I can feel it in my heart. This place has many force to it, kind of like a heartbeat. Oh wow, that's neat. The filly expressed. He looked at her Thomas. I haven't seen you around here before. You're friends to the family or what? What's the reason I'm running that yeah, there is a heartbeat in the acres. Why? You're alive. And it's gonna become a golem.
That's One Piece, right?
Yes, that's Pico. The one who ran the stupid voice.
I remember that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we don't need that Dark Soul. That's it. That's too bright now.
Something that would be the best might be a calm, starry night sky type of music.
Like this one?
Yeah, I guess that's good.
You can say that. Huh, it changed, but it's fine. That is very fine. You'll probably and I go way back together. Ready? The PS that she goes hard. The side curiosity with an absolute other expression. And on her face. Yes! That is confirmed. Yeah, because, that have been looks young.
She would have no idea that she's talking to a stranger that is a friend of the family who travel across time, and on top of that, is currently possessed by his own daughter.
Yeah?
So, there's interesting dynamics behind this encounter.
I can imagine this expression versus an earlier.
Probably, yeah.
I made me realize why I can do said that our family is quite animating. That means mentally expressed to our father. Remind me, who was the can do again?
That was a male pony that Featherwind encountered. Well, he didn't master his flight yet. He was being blown by the breeze, and he met Duncan Dew while he was tumbling through the air, and Duncan was like shocked. Like, what are you doing up in the air? How are you up in the air? And this is the most radical thing I've ever seen. So anyway, upon Feather's request, Duncan wing flapped Featherwind back to the estate. And he was like a really friendly pony. Later on, Featherwind was wondering if he might be related to Derpy.
Derpy, yeah. I was wondering about that too. I remember that I even asked that right happened, I think. Before you had, before you wrote that, yeah, I hope it's gonna be this to do. He's very short, as he said. And a member of the Shaw family, sometimes be a mysterious and magical way, together and maintain a code of history. It just goes with the territory. Apple Bloom! Saw a young feeling from behind them, which drew attention. They set not one, but two new feelings in this area. One of them was a dark orange Pegasus. It's purple eyes, me and tail. Ah, Scooter. I was like, wait, who?
I think you can figure that out. You probably already can figure out what the other one is.
No, the only reason I was surprised because you said Pegasus. That's a chicken. The feeling was a similar age to the Pegasus. Your mighty con with two shades of purple mane and mighty eyes. There you are! The Pegasus exclaimed upon grabbing here. This man and I have been looking all over for you. If you have a brand new idea, then I guess we give us a kitty mark. It does the man actually have great eyes as normal? Yes, he does. For some reason, I remembered her having pink eyes. That sounds bad, if I say it like that. Pink colored eyes, there you go. But no, she always has green. I don't know why I imagine pink. Probably because of her mane. It occurred to me yesterday why I saw my sister Alice and the proper release animation. It was named Sweetie Belle Express upon arrival. She can set up all the
That should have
things.
been a capital B for Bell. And also BLLE.
Yeah?
Oops.
There you go. There's your Sweetie Belle.
Yep, there you go.
She can set up all those things. It's going to mean that maybe we should try it. A voice screamed hi, but she said the word me. So what do you say? Want to try? You mean like fan party like Pinkie Pie? A Bloom checked. Well, kind of. In the manufacturing again. I mean more like an avatar person. There can be all kinds of different types of parties to plan. But you give them all a shot. So what do you say? Are you in or are you in? So he was asked very interestingly. And he threw her phone above her head for a moment. That does sound like a ton of fun. I moved excitedly. I stood up on the four rooms. I'm in. He looked at Tommy. It was fun to meet you, mister. I sure hope that you find what you are looking for. I think I already have. Tommy said with a soft smile. It's a pleasure to meet you too, Bloom. Now you go and play with your friends. You don't have to tell me that, right? Bloom exclaimed as she yelled off with her friend. Do you mean what you said? He said with acting noter after the three feeling laugh. You found what you were looking for? In more than one way, Tommy stood up. I have seen enough. He turned upon his head to look at the front of the image. Holding it is a nice place to visit, but I've learned important things about my own destiny. But I got to sleeping into the future. We have a responsibility to this a wonderful future, and we need to preserve a record of it. Everything positive feelings in this job. For example, we have a historical empire. I find it only appropriate that some of the positive feelings I immune in this job include the money for my voice and results in the visiting state. But my curiosity is not here. Thankfully, and it is my opponent need to make sure that this future comes to pass. That is very common. So it's done to face Kisobin fully. I must now. Please accept on my behalf. I think I know what I have to do. So take me back home. Here on Discord, I said that to you. Kisobin smiles fondly, and knowing that his daughter from the museum, that he is engaged to some creature past her shoulder. I said, did you get all that? He heard what I said. Sammy looked over her father's right shoulder, and wanted her eyes in surprise, but she slowly called me at her. She's called telling me at the camera, that on the tripod, and even told my manual telling Kang of the side of the camera. Oh, indubitably! She called excitedly. I see his hand from behind the camera as well as seen operation of it. His ears held together and was most near her his lips. When she kissed, the blow kissed him away. Magnifique! Simply magnifique! And to think we all got on the first thing too. It's got Lampy's light bulb and the brilliant white flash right away the moving camera. His face was a full shroud of moving skin. Now people away from the projector aiming at and projecting a moving picture toward the skin. At the same time, it's got Montana beside saw me, but feeling like a tool, and he had the costume of skull, which he was saw me in direction. He also wore curious glasses, all of which was shaded blue and the other half red. We know those ones. That probably happened in the show as well.
Actually, I think you can find it in the show too. Like Discord wearing 3D glasses. He said to the camera, "I'm gonna need more popcorn."
Literally the scene. What are you doing? Give me a second. Me yes, no. Actually, I paused by you up to your mother. It got fast excitedly. A moment later, he suddenly grew quite serious, with no warning at all. I mean it. You saw someone you really love and look up to. And you did it for me. You did it for a friend. When you invite us to be your friend, you really mean it. This coincides as he leaves his hitting glasses down a bit, and gazed at the movie from over them. There are many in the past who are pointing at me, and mentioning my name. They had good haters for it too. I was not always the nicest Chronicles, and my power was not capable of a lot. He looked at Salman sitting beside him, who was looking up at the currency herself. I want you, my dear, there are plenty of entities out there who are almost as powerful as me, and who have far more sinister intentions. And yet, some of them seem 100 times more trustworthy than me. You really keep your guard up. You look back at the movie. Your mother is not the first to use me. I'm actually kind of used to it. For those who actually defend me, by giving me the benefit of the doubt, but nobody has done. Which is not for me when all the other chips are down. That is rare. And I want you to know that I will never forget that, my dear. Gavin looked down for a moment. He blushed happily. Then looked back out at the Discord. And he resumed speaking. Next time, it is interesting to note how you defended me by attempting to insult me. After this said that, he lifted a tiny rectangular black box thingy. And then bunch of buttons on it. Something like this, right?
Yeah.
By pressing the top of single totally, the movie up ahead, which already said mute on the bottom corner disappeared. And suddenly, sound could be heard from in the movie. As for me free will, believing that Discord be existent and all of its relatively power, it made any of our choices in giving him far too much credit. Comment in the film argued to a mother. How can you possibly believe that someone like Discord is the author of our story? That is so well written. Do you think being as far like a team could possibly write out so many deeply complex characters, stories and situations? Also that, command Discord mute in the movie again, with another click of the same button on a tiny black box thing. I mean, what Sammy said was literally judging a book by its cover. Who knows? Maybe Discord could have wrote a story.
If he rolls a natural 20.
Yeah? But we are talking about the God of Chaos, he can roll a 21. He can roll a 21 on a 20 dice.
I'm gonna roll a D million.
But I just started because lately until this got past a finger. His arm made his part on the lips, which made a swinging sound. Whee! I mean, if I
You
really
actually
want
prepared?
I can roll a 120 or a 69 dice. There you
Wow.
go.
Man, you're not kidding.
It's not really nice for actually rolling into the damage indicator dice. Before you go and think about self-stepping apology, first you must become aware that I in no way found this to be offensive. On the contrary, I can actually see him saying it right. On the contrary, I found some of your words to be accurate, and I actually found them hilarious.
Yeah, there is italic in the middle of that word hilarious. Hilarious.
Hilarious. There's no picture of that. And I wouldn't be able to show it anyway. I'm just gonna put it here as well. Well, I did what I do. Came up to my friends and I'm proud of it. That being said earnestly, I do love my friends, and they have not much respect for them and their experience. But I only know that adults are not always right. Not because they are older and way more experienced than I doesn't mean they are always right. Knowing my useful experience always makes me wrong. One thing I have learned from Little Detour is to see out for myself, too, and defend my opinions as well as my friends. In my life to do what I want. Let's write this story however I want. So yeah, we have the proof that it is Tommy who wrote the book.
Well, basically, yeah, she's the main character here.
Except my Tommy's affectionate half kid. I mean, I talk about the game of the silly guessing. And that is now Lion Paw. The movie projector and the scene disappeared. Instead of that, he had a new book to start with. Did you read? I had the front cover. It said, My Little Detour. Consider the surrender of your journey. Discuss the lesson. At your leisure, I know you already have a copy of your memory stored in the jam there, but something feels better about holding it in your hooves. Wouldn't you say? Yes, that is why we love physical copies of games. And this is why I have, let's say, this in my hand. I could have downloaded it, but
This is pretty good music for this moment.
yeah,
Kind of happy and innocent.
and then thunder happens, lightning, very very frightening.
Thunder and the lightning. Thunder and the thunder. Lightning and the thunder.
Looking about the book with wonder, Tom is open and skimmed through it. Not only was the story filled with text, but there were animated pictures on some of the pages, slightly heightening certain moments with her personal story. She closed the book and looked at my Discord, questioningly. Are there really others out there reading my story? Tom asked hopefully. There are some. I mean, there is one right now looking at me and through the sitting lesson. It's got a minute honestly. Probably even more over time. And with that in mind, I'm gonna finish the next chapter today. It's coming tomorrow. And with that in mind, let's go through from this chair and jump into Lion Paw. The soul he already started on managed with the right splash. It's time to put a close to the chapter. There is one more that you have to read. Then you have to write, my dear. If it's Tommy's father's note, which he made a kicker note, at least for a second. You are welcome to read ahead. If I find out what you will do next, but I know you will need to. No, I don't need spoilers. I don't need to read ahead. Tell me the green. I write my own future. It's both this concerning mouth to start with. In respect of the statement, that it is a report about his son, I snapped his finger, which is followed by an explosion of me and my life. And then Halloween woke up and was imagining, like, how did I get here? I was running away from the starlight and then I became here in Cinema Acres? Why am I here?
Yeah, that could be his perspective on the situation.
Unless he was awake and most of the time. We don't know.
No, the story already established that earlier. He was asleep, unconscious, and unaware of all of this. However, he later gets the ability to access the memories of what happened. So things will gradually fill in for Feather later, but initially he probably did wake up really dazed and confused.
I mean, we estimate that he was asleep at that time when she asked. But in the meantime, he could have woken up. There's still a possibility.
What did you think of that chapter?
It was nice. I'm still thinking this is funny that, oh no, I'm gonna sleep in the clock tower. And then she can't sleep at all.
Well, that chapter is written to be very warm-hearted and atmospheric. Like when she gazed up at the moon and he
Yeah.
was explaining about, look how Nightmare Moon's shadow's not there. That just sets you into the scenery while the characters talk about it at the same time. Sort of showing and telling.
Yeah. It's funny how all her problems could have been easily solved with one invention, which is earplugs.
Which is what?
Earplugs.
There
Yeah.
was another who made that same comment about the snoring noise in Trixie's wagon that was keeping Starlight up. Could
Yeah.
have been easily solved with earplugs.
It might have actually been me. But yeah, I'm not. It is not strange to me because most of my fathers, my life grandfather and the one who raised me, were both my heart knowers, so
Okay.
I know what it is. I know how it is.
I think I've been told I was too, but I can't tell. I wear earplugs when I go to sleep.
Usually when someone snores, they can tell if they are.
I have been able to tell once if I fell asleep without earplugs, and then I start hearing noise I'm not familiar with, because I normally block it out.
Ah.
And that was a case where my own snore woke me up. Kind of like, what was that?
It might be not because of the snoring, it might be just because of you got the air a little bit differently.
Could be. Prior to that, when I was wearing earplugs, I actually had the room filled with noise instead, like ocean waves. Because I was trying to drown out any other noise that might wake me up instead, like dogs barking out in the hallway.
But one thing is sure, that Penguin wakes up and he's gonna be super tired because Tommy didn't sleep at all. In his body.
Sort of, but in his mind, he's been sleeping this whole time for a while.
Yeah, his mind is fine, it's gonna be fine, but usually the body is getting tired before the mind.
Has that ever happened to you? Where your mind is like really awake but your body's tired, or vice versa?
Yes, multiple times.
In both ways, right?
Yeah, most ways. Usually, work usually takes away my bodily function first.
I think that can often happen when you're like exercising very strongly. Then your body can be physically worn out, but the moment you hit bed, you don't go to sleep. Instead, you're thinking, what should I do tomorrow? First, I can do this and this and this, and I'll do it in this order, and that's it. But you can't do anything else. You're too tired.
No, the worst part is if you are mentally tired, then you can't really sleep because your body is not yet tired enough to sleep.
That's a moment you're just tossing and turning in the bed.
Yeah.
You know?
If your body is tired, you just fall into bed and fall asleep on the spot. Then nothing is gonna wake you up. And that might happen actually to Padawan. It was only one day, you know, so that's not that bad. One day of staying awake.
Yeah, basically, it started in some other world, but the total duration was about close to 24 hours.
Yeah, you can stay awake for that long. But yeah, so the last chapter is gonna be back at the past, or it might be about Phenomenon waking up. I kind of wanna see both, but seeing that we are following Starbeat, I think it'll be in the past.
Okay.
Maybe even, oh, we are going, probably, she's gonna meet the TARDIS, too, in her own time. Because this whole, adventure was about, oh, am I handy yet? And now she is handy. Now she knows that I am the one who writes my own story.
Also, she's learned that how important she is. What she does in the past contributes to this great future she's seeing. And she's looking around and saying to herself, I got to make sure this happens. This is great. So, I want to make sure this future occurs.
I kind of have a feeling that the scene is planted by her, other than rock. But poor tree or whatever that planted can't go because there's a rock on top of it.
Yeah, that was an unsolved mystery right now. She didn't want to dig it up at the moment, but she might investigate in the past. So you're thinking that it might be her that planted it in the past.
It might be, but it could be someone else.
If you're right about that particular theory, that might imply something else. Like where the story takes place for the last chapter, if she's there to plant it.
Yeah? It might go back to the Americas.
But as it was in her time.
Yeah? Or it might be just a vampire food bat.
Well,
remember,
back then,
they are having the scene, the scene all the way around.
Yeah, it took some while to figure out a good balanced relationship with those two. Those bats.
I mean not those bats, I mean in real life.
Hmm.
Yeah, it was a nice little detour to the Americas.
It's a tame adventure.
I wonder what the other thing gonna say. Especially if he doesn't say that, it's me now.
It's me, I'm Mario.
And somebody starts to talk to him like, oh yeah, you know, by the way, I love your father very, very much.
Is it Sternwing or Starbreeze?
Storming.
Stormwing. Okay.
Storming.
Okay.
And she said it to Penguin because she doesn't know that they are already back. I mean, we hope that Penguin actually woke up, because if he didn't, then when this code snapped them back to their own reality, then Penguin just fallen on the spot, unconscious.
He also potentially could have been teleported, not necessarily appearing in the middle of the orchard like that, because Discord could do that too. And the others know he's involved, so that wouldn't be as much of a surprise for them.
Yeah?
Yeah, you're right. Sternwing might say, like, oh, is that you, Starbeast? And, But Vision will not fall for it. At least not for long.
No, she would probably be the one who find it. I
The
don't know
doctor could
if she
do it
would
too,
say
through
it, though.
deductive reasoning.
I feel like that Vision might be one who would be laughing a bit in her own. Because, hello, Mrs. Mac. Let's tease them a bit. Let them talk. Well,
You gotta remember though that Sternwing's not a total idiot, and she does know Featherwind very well.
Yeah.
So if he acts in his natural way of behavior, she would find that pattern very familiar. Also, Sternwing has got some pretty good intuition.
So yeah, this is the reason why I think Vision would not say in the beginning when Featherwind was there. This.
That's exactly the picture I thought you were going to bring up.
But yeah, so tomorrow we are continuing with the last chapter.
Same time?
Yeah, same time.
Okay.
That will be after my work. No. So I might be tired. Wait,
But despite that, it is going to be the same time, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And then we will see, because my mother is coming home and I will be working as well, so we will need to find out when I will be doing anything.
Okay, finally got it. Alarm enabled. 21 hours and 40 minutes from now.
But yeah, now we are living. And now we are living. Yeah. Good night, everybody. Bye bye.
Bye bye. Derpy's looking at the changeling like, what? Is that a changeling?
No. Is it Momu who changed into a changeling? Or is it the changeling who turned into Momu?
Maybe her reaction's what's amusing Discord right now. Here.
Or maybe it's just Momu. Maybe it's just the illusion made by Discord. But yeah. Bye everybody.
Bye.